when you're feeling certain things and you can almost hear something being said to you, I believe that's God speaking to you.
Yeah, me too.
And when we say intuition, I believe that's just God giving you a whisper to listen. There's certain things you need to pay attention to, you know,
to push us in the right direction.
Yeah, you might think that you've got everything worked out, and you want to do this, but then when you go to do this certain thing, shit just keeps going wrong, and nothing ever goes right, and you think you've got the worst luck in the world, but God's just saying to you, hey, listen, buddy, this isn't for you. I've got something beautiful over here. Stop paying attention to this and do that instead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make life as difficult as possible for you over here, so you finally decide to go to that way, because at the end of the day, you still need to have free will. So I'm just going to make it really hard for you over here.
Level 99 over here, level 1 over here.
So you can start traveling that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
funny as, man.
Yeah. So as I said, man, like back then, honestly, I still feel like I honestly still don't believe that was me that went through all that. It's because I have, confidence within myself and, hold myself in high regard.
Yep.
But I did not hold myself within any level of significance that I would have been an individual that, of a country of 26 million people. That's a lot of freaking people.
It is.
I was one of the very first to have international media coverage of what was happening in the country.
You were one of the first people to have the balls to call
from
it
Australia.
Out. You did call it out. You were one of the very first people to call it out.
Now there were others, man. There was heaps of others, and I'm not taking the light off anyone else, man. There was a small handful in Australia, and mate, everyone played their part.
Yeah.
But I was one of the very first to get serious media coverage and end up on in front of a lot of eyes in terms of what had happened.
Yeah. It happened for a reason, man.
Yeah.
So in terms of the government, right?
Yeah.
In terms of the government, do you reckon the government has changed since then, or the government's still the same? They just put a new puppet in there, Daniel Andrews pisses off, Jacinta Allen comes in, and the same old show just continues?
You want my honest opinion?
Yes.
Ever since Satan stepped foot on this in our world,
yeah,
the government has been exactly the same. And it hasn't changed.
Yep.
It went from the Pharaoh to the Roman rule, from the Roman rule to the king and queen of England.
So
or
Satan,
else.
the fallen angel,
yes,
when he got banished from the kingdom of heaven.
That bloodline has never changed, mate. It's just changed shape and different countries.
Yeah.
But it's always been the same ruler all the way through. So the government has been exactly the same.
And it won't
in
change.
my eyes.
So how do you see things moving forward towards 2030? Because COVID happened in 2020. And I was like, back then in 2019, I'm like, this 2030 agenda, everyone will talk about 2030.
Yes.
And then bam, 2019, they're trying to say it's the end of 2019. 2020 comes, and then world shut down. Protests kind of kick off in like 2021 to 2022, I think it was. And then by 2023, it's like in the blink of an eye. And 3 years is gone like that.
Yes.
3 years is just gone. And then 2024 is kind of just like, let's just kind of get the cogs back moving.
Yes.
Now we're in 2025. 5 years, just gone. 5 years is just gone like that, and we're starting. You know what I mean?
That's true.
People had things to do. People were excited about 2020.
Yeah.
Now I feel like we're getting back on track.
We'll talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Because I had someone ask me a question. And this was at the end of 2023.
Yeah.
There was all this talk about lockdowns and shit happening again. And I said, no, it's not. And they go, well, why are you so confident in saying it? I go, because this is the carrot stage. And they go, what do you mean by the carrot stage? I go, this is for all the good little, citizens out there who follow the egregious measures and everything else to get the reward of, see, you listen to us. Now you get to have your
carrot.
Your pub's back, and you get to go out, and you get to, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. And yes, it was hard, and we know it was quite traumatic or whatever else. And we know that we locked you in your homes from 8 p.m. and We know none of this shit was actually
5-kilometer radius.
Yes,
It's all for your benefit, so the virus doesn't get you.
Thank you. This is the carrot stage where, the people. This was the reward stage for all the good little doggies out there who
Good
sat
little minions, little lemmings.
when their owner told them to sit, and now this is the reward stage. And I said, if you had another lockdown or whatever else, and another serious thing happen so quickly, even the most conservative of folk would actually start asking questions as to, hang on a second, we listened, we did everything right, we followed all your orders, and now why is this shit happening again? Makes sense? And I said, I believe nothing will happen until 2025, if not later. So
it's the totalitarian tiptoe, like David Icke says.
yes.
They'll take a big step, right? And then everyone will be like, huh? Then they'll take another step and another step. And then they'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then they'll take half a step back. How much ground have they taken?
That's
Plenty.
it. Bro, they do it with petrol prices.
They do it with everything, man.
Yeah.
They do it with literally everything.
They do it with everything.
They've got AI systems probably for the last decade that they've been using. And
100%.
then they drip fed AI to us for the last couple of years.
That's it.
Probably to test it on us.
Yeah.
It's probably just to get us to rely on AI, because AI makes you dumber.
Yeah.
Because you're using the AI,
Bro,
you become
so
a fucking
much.
idiot, bro.
I've been using auto spell so much, I forgot how to fucking spell words.
Bro, it's happening to fucking everyone on a global scale
100%.
right now. Everyone's dropping IQ points.
You know that predictive
And AI's
text?
learning everything about us.
Do you know that predictive texting that comes up when you're typing a message? And I've got big ass thumbs. So when I'm typing,
That's why your phone screen's broken, cuz you smashed it with your own thumbs, bro.
soon as like the appropriate word comes up,
You press it.
It's a habit. I just press the button. But I realized, I'm like, man, I forgot how to spell certain words. And I had to
You don't need to anymore, bro.
I actually was having difficulty spelling words like difficulty.
We're fucked, guys. We're fucked.
And like definitely. Do you know what I mean? Definitely.
I always write defiantly. And I'm like, fucking, that's not definitely, that's defiantly. Like, fuck, how do I spell definitely, bro?
They're making us dumber with
100%.
with technology.
Do you think they would give us something like that on purpose to help us, bro? There's always a hidden agenda behind it, right?
That's true, yeah.
It's going to replace about 50% of the jobs on earth by probably 2030, 2035.
Yeah.
All the people that are using office job computers.
Robots.
The robots are coming in. They're going to be building houses. They're going to be painting houses. Who the hell knows?
Yes. You were asking about robots. Okay. So
what do you reckon?
I believe that when we talk about the totalitarian step, you'll get to a stage where humans won't have the stomach to do what you're asking them to do anymore. Because they have morals, they have a conscience,
They own moral judgments, all these kind of things.
they have things within themselves that would stop them from doing certain things.
That's right.
You bring in robots, which are soulless, have no conscience, and then you bring totalitarian rule in, you have got the perfect situation.
It's a totalitarian
for
algorithm,
enslavement.
cuz you just upload that kind of
100%.
into the robot. The robot will do as it's told.
Yeah.
The American Air Force,
Yes.
they've got AI fighter pilot jets now. It's unmanned jets.
That's it.
They just use AI in their $1 billion fighter jets because they're not going to make an incorrect mistake like a human will. You know what I mean?
And they're not going to care even if they do blow up someone.
Exactly.
They're not going to get because they have no conscience.
There's a child in that building.
No, they're not going to
They
care.
don't give a fuck, mate.
So this whole thing with, robots, that's when you create a authoritarian force that has no conscience, that can be programmed to do whatever you like. That's when you'll see the true weaponized arm of a government. And
RoboCop.
Pretty soon you're going to see a lot of talk about a one world government.
Yeah. I think Trump's going to help initialize this. And that's like, don't get me wrong. If it was between Trump and Kamala, I was like, let's get Trump. He's interesting,
Of
right?
course,
He's an interesting guy. Kamala can't even word a sentence together. She probably can't write definitely. She definitely can't write definitely, all right? So he's in.
Yeah.
And what's he been doing? pretty much everything that we look at, right?
Yeah.
That will lead us towards a one world government.
100%.
It's crazy. Back, guys. We're back from our short
ladies
little
and gents. We're back.
Welcome.
We had to, do a quick short break because we started with a little bit of a live.
Yeah. We ended the
Facebook.
live now, and now this is just straight YouTube. So we've got a few topics to...
Let's talk. What are we doing?
Okay, so we've ended the COVID chat. COVID chat has left the building. We're done.
Yeah.
Now we're looking to the future. Right?
Yeah.
We've got Agenda 2030.
Yep.
We've got Cyber Polygon.
Yeah.
We've got Project Bluebeam.
Yeah.
We've got the Smart Cities Rail System. We've got chemtrails and geoengineering. Trump, Musk, mRNA personal vaccines. There's a lot of big topics we just said then.
Let's hit them one by one and see if we can get through them all.
Agenda 2030. What's the go with Agenda 2030? We're halfway.
Yeah.
We're halfway there. We're 2025, man. We've got 5 years until 2030 kicks in. We've got AI now. We've got fucking robots coming in hot. Apparently you can it's going to be like a car, right? You get a finance on a robot. The robot's going to be doing stuff around your house. People are excited. They don't want to cook. They don't want to clean.
Yeah.
They don't want to do these things.
It's the Jetsons, mate.
Yeah.
Me, George Jetson. His boy Elroy. Don't let Judy turn his wife. I think that's what it was. I don't know how the fuck I remember that.
Hey, that was a good show. That was interesting. We looked at that like, fuck, civilization, we're smart. We're going to go places.
Yeah.
And they still haven't been to the moon, bro. I don't even think you can get there.
Oh, bro, let's not.
We don't have to. We did a separate podcast. You can go watch the Flat Earth podcast. That was a very good podcast.
Yeah, there's a whole podcast of that.
All right.
Yeah.
So 2030, Agenda 2030. Yeah. You will own nothing and you will be happy.
Yep.
That's what Klaus Schwab wants.
Yeah. And it's meant to be, under this utopian, because everything's under this perfect utopian world where everyone's equal and no one has more than everyone else apart from the very, 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 very wealthy.
The ultra wealthy and then super poor. No one's in the middle class.
Oh, there's no such thing as poor because no one has anything more than everyone else and everything's available as long as you have the ability to hire it. And the beauty about hiring everything is it really takes the pressure of all of our consumables that we use every single day. This is the beauty about you not owning a car, you living in a little box, right? It's all about the environment. It's all about,
climate change.
Yeah.
Climate's changing.
Let's get on everyone get on your electric bike or your electric car, which doesn't travel more than 60 to 70 kilometers because you have to stay in your zone. You're not under arrest.
You know what they're actually saying?
But, you are.
You know what they're actually saying? Yeah. Everybody get on your knees, mate.
Yeah.
Get on your knees and
100%.
Kiss our fucking boots, mate.
100%.
These are bootlickers now for the state. That's 100%. What I hear.
Yeah.
If I want to own 10 cars, right, I can own 10 cars. If I want to use 1,000 liters of water a day, I'll use it because I pay for it.
That's right.
That's the capitalist system.
100%.
I'll do what I want as long as I don't hurt anyone.
That's right.
And I'll pay my way.
That's right.
I'll make the money.
100%.
And everything will be all right.
That's right.
And they don't want me to own a house. They don't want you to. They don't want.
Yeah.
They want to have complete control because a person that is fully self-reliant.
That's right.
Is an uncontrollable person.
That's right.
100%. They don't want us, mate.
Imagine everyone. I know we're going back to COVID for a sec, but imagine everyone back then who was told you need to get the jab, otherwise you can't feed your families, had 150 grand in the bank because they were doing well. Do you think anyone would have gone and taken that little concoction, or do you think they would have said, hey, you know what?
I don't think.
How about you go fuck yourself?
I think there would be a lot more people saying, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
that would have been like
100%.
I don't need your experimental mRNA vaccine.
What's this thing we're drinking? Energy Vitality.
This is called Kangaroo Energy Blend Premium Botanical Infusion.
They are not.
I have no affiliation to the company. They're not even a sponsor.
This guy's giving them free advertising.
Oh no! But you know something? If you are from Kangaroo and you're watching right now, I expect a couple of slabs delivered to my house next week. Because you guys have been on the show for the last
unless they're a woke brand and they don't like fucking all the shit we're talking about. In that case,
It's got L-theanine, green tea, Korean,
I don't know.
ginseng. I reckon they're on the ball. I reckon they didn't get the vax.
We'll soon find out. This one's got caffeine in it, so things are about to get
Yeah.
lit.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so you will own nothing and you will be happy.
Yeah.
We're halfway. We're
100%.
we're halfway there. Now, when Trump went on to the what you call it, the World Economic Forum with Klaus Schwab, and have you seen it when Klaus Schwab goes at the start? Have you seen what he looks like? Fucking Emperor Palpatine, bro.
Yes.
And he's like, welcome, Trump.
Yeah.
You know, and then Trump pretty much ripped him.
Yeah.
And he goes, you can get fucked. I'm raising tariffs. NATO's going to pay more money. Europe's been lagging behind. Biden's letting you just get away with it. You've got to start coughing up bucks. And they were shitting themselves.
Yeah.
But
Billy,
yeah.
is the world a stage?
Correct.
Is the world a stage?
It is.
And hang on a second. Is the world a stage? And in order for the people to feel saved, you first need to make the people feel like they're under attack and then introduce a savior.
And that's what they've done.
So, is Trump, beware the deceivers, ravenous wolves in sheep's clothing? Is that who they are?
It's looking more and more like that every day. Every day it looks more and more like that. Coming up to, because the US election was the biggest thing of 2024, right? And after Trump got elected, there was this big everything's going to be all right or something.
Yeah.
Because all the right-wing people were ready to fucking probably start a civil war. And the shadow government pulling the strings behind it were like, all right, well, maybe, right, we'll let Trump go back in because what's the lefties going to punch on? They don't know how to punch on, but the right wings, they're the ones with the guns.
Or maybe
Let's keep them happy.
Maybe you can't have a hero without
an anti-hero.
Without concerning things happening that's calling out for the hero to come in the first place. So what type of impact would Trump have if all
Biden
the shit wasn't happening in schools and there wasn't all that agenda going on? And so how do you have a hero without nothing to save? So
that's a good point.
Is the world a stage? Is the world a stage?
It's got to be.
That's, when you look at everything, you always come back to,
it's a theater.
Everything we see that's happening, is it just really well presented? What's the word? Theatrics.
But to get to the end goal, at the end of the day, you can do as many theatrics as you can, right, to get you to your end goal.
100%.
As long as it gets them to their end goal, doesn't matter. As long as you keep the people subdued while you're doing that, that's the name of the game.
Think about it. You need someone to keep all the conservative folk in line, but you also need someone to get the attention of those who are the dissidents, the ones who aren't going to follow the rules.
That's correct.
You need them to follow the hero.
Yeah.
So now you've got 100%
correct
of the people on board. So
it's a very interesting time right now because Trump's in, and even the people that voted him in are probably thinking, holy shit.
Yeah.
This guy's on a rampage. He's not coming back in again. This is his last term. He's going to try to do as much as he can.